And then the Braves series comes, and they just everything that happened before for the past few weeks just went out the window. Jacob deGrom pitches a Jacob deGrom game, lets up 1 run. Not only that, he gives them a run with a home run, and it's tied 1-1. So basically, he's the reason why the Mets are in the game. It's the New York deGroms right now.
He's the reason why he didn't get the loss.
Yeah, well, that's more like it. And then they go to the extra innings, and they can't pull it out. And that game set the tone, I think, for the series. It was just demoralizing, that game. When you have such a great pitcher pitch a near perfect game in the sense of earned runs, not obviously a perfect game, but then they go to the extras and they can't pull it out when they had the opportunities to.
And then the next day, they're down 4-1. They come back in 1 inning, do help with an Alonso 3-run home run. Then they're up 5-4 in the second game of the series Saturday, and then the bullpen just let the Braves walk right over them. Then what did the Mets lose 9-5 on Saturday?
Yeah, wasn't it?
Yep,
9-5. The game wasn't even close, even though the Mets had a nice late lead.
Yeah,
those
are two.
That's 2 winnable games right there.
Yep.
And the third game.
And then even yesterday,
I have no idea.
Matt's pitched great. Just the bats was silent once again, and just 2 solo shots. Josh Donaldson was enough.
Yeah.
Oh no, Mets put up 1 run
The
in the bottom of the 8th, the bottom of the 9th, bottom of the 9th.
2-1.
Oh,
so that's
2-1. Yeah.
3 games.
So 1 run we got, but go.
Okay. 2 backbreaking.
It's gonna take some getting used to.
No. Yeah, because I can't see you. And you're frozen again, so I can't tell.
I'm frozen again.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But what's it called? Yeah, 2 backbreaking losses, 2 games that you should have won or could have won, and then just you come out Sunday like just defeated.
Flat.
Yeah, from those. But you can go on. You're gonna say.
No, I was I was expecting maybe 1 win. Obviously, I was hoping for that, the sweep. But just the Braves are a very good team right now, and they're leading the division 10 games or something like that for a reason. Yeah. And go.
But you look out of it in a way of it just being the Braves Mets. The Nationals are just absolutely killing it right now. Was it 14 the last 18?
After losing Bryce Harper and starting off slow this year, they're playing very good.
Yeah, so it's not only that you're losing the games to the Braves and you're taking a step back and missing some games out on them. Why this is all happening, the Nationals are winning, and now you're even going further back from the Nationals. So I saw a statistic. It was something ludicrous. Like the Nationals have led in the 7th inning or later in 54 of the last 60 games or 61 games.
Their starting pitching is juiced, and they have good hitting.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's the reason why that stat exists.
It also is a reason why that stat just shows how bad their bullpen is as well.
Yeah. They have a bad bullpen as well. Sean Doolittle has been inconsistent, especially against the Mets. The Mets kill Sean Doolittle.
It's like a Craig Kimbrell Yankees situation.
Yeah, when it came Craig Kimbrell, every time he came in against the Yankees, it was a disaster sometimes.
Kimbrell was good against every other team, but the Yankees he just couldn't get past.
Yeah, no, and Sean Doolittle just can't. Like that one game against the Mets where Frazier took him deep, then they walked off in the 9th. I think it was that 3-run home run. But yeah. Anyway, back to the Mets. The Mets could have used that this past weekend. 2 draining losses. Now they're home again against. Aren't they home again?
Yeah, home again against the Cubs, who just went back down to the second wildcard spot because St. Louis is leading the division now. They're back and forth constantly.
Washington took the series from the Cubs, but Mets are back at it on Tuesday.
I think it's not even a we have to win this series sort of game for the Mets or sort of games for the Mets.
No, we have to win every series.
No. We don't need to win this. This series we have to sweep this series. We got to sweep the series against the Cubs.
Winning it 3-game.
What's up?
Yeah,
3-game
series.
Yeah. So if you get 2 and lose 1, what was that 1 game that you went up on the Cubs? No, you need to get up 3 games on the Cubs.
You need every game you should get. Like I know every game you should get, you got to get. Like Friday, Saturday was the games they should get, and they didn't.
Yeah.
And in the Mets situation, the Yankees right now, if they lose a game they shouldn't have lost, okay, you can it would be annoying, but you can live with it.
There's the one game that we'll talk about in the Yankees-Dodgers series that Yankee fans will be like, well, what happened here? But you look at it like, okay, we're 40 games over. Like
exactly,
that's just a drop in the bucket. We're not upset about it. Yep. If the Mets lose that game, we might be taking riots to the streets.
But the Mets 2 games out still can't get in that wild card spot. Friday, Saturday are games that they should have won. You got to win those games.
So Jordan, say again for us, how many games back are they from the Cubs?
2
from the wild card. They are only 2 back, and they just lost 3 in a row. So they're still in it, obviously.
Yeah, the Cubs are helping them out.
I was gonna say.
But
Well, the Cubs just lost 3 in a row too.
Yeah,
so
But that's the thing. Like, you love it how when the Mets are winning, everything is great in the world. But hey, look,
That's
everyone
just
else
how
is
the
also
cookie
winning.
crumbles.
Now everyone else is losing. Hey, Mets are also losing. We need a time where the Mets can make up some ground, and that's right now. This series is where they can make up that ground.
But also, they are
It's
back
also-
of the Cubs, but they're also behind 2 teams. They're half game behind Philly, and they're tied with Milwaukee, but Milwaukee's ahead of them.
Yeah.
They're behind 2 teams, 2 other
The
teams.
Phillies,
as well.
the Phillies, we have another series against just around that corner, so those are going to be
got-
games where it's make or break as well. So
We got 2 series against them, I believe.
You got the
Yeah.
Cubs
Coming
this
up.
week, and then the end of the week, you got the Phillies, Sunday Night Baseball.
And then we got Washington and then Philly again. So
Yep.
this is a huge week to gain some ground and finally possibly get in the playoff
yeah,
spot.
that Friday, Saturday, you really could have used, but
Well,
it's Monday now.
that
It's too
that
late.
clubhouse better be ready for it. They better. I don't think they're going to be demoralized in the sense of the last series.
A message to the Mets clubhouse from Tom. You guys
Good
better
guy,
be
Tom.
ready.
That's-
Listen
You guys
here.
better be
all
ready.
right. You know, life is like a slingshot. You get pulled back sometimes, but it's order to go forward. All right, that's what's needed.
Yeah, Tom, that's his new favorite expression, Tom.
No,
Oh,
that's not my
last
new
week.
favorite one. My new favorite one, it can't be said right now unless we change our show to explicit.
Rated R.
Yeah.
Rated R. Hey, Tom went from good guy Tom to rated R Tom.
Yeah. What happened?
Oh God, I'm a wild card.
Tom
all right?
Tom hit a low point in his life in the last 10 minutes.
Tom's a peacock. You gotta let him fly.
All right,
Yeah.
you know, I'm a wild card. I'm like Charlie from Always Sunny. All right, you're not gonna know what you get from me.
Ringo, do you watch Always Sunny? Because I don't get that.
I
right.
do, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
All right, one of them.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch.
So, you don't need to watch Always Sunny. You just know Charlie Day, the actor.
Oh,
The guy from Horrible Bosses, the-
Okay, yeah,
Just
yeah,
his-
then I know.
Just his
It's just-
personality.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
it's his persona.
Yeah, he was funny in Horrible Bosses. I found him funny
Yeah.
in that movie. But the Mets drop us, get swept in 3 games. All could have won. The first 2 especially. Third one still could have won. 2 solo home runs and the offense goes to sleep. So another big week for the Mets. Maybe they can undo some of the faults they had this past series. Got the Cubs 3 games starting Tuesday. Then right after that, you got the Phillies to end the week. Cubs are at home. They're home against the Cubs. The Phillies, are they home against the Phillies?
They go on the road against Philly and Washington, then they come back
Yes.
home for Phillies, I think.
Yeah, they're away against Philly. They're home against the Cubs. So, you would, of course, in a perfect world, you want to sweep the Cubs, but you just got to win series from now on out. You got to win series.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this past series, they easily could have won, but
yeah.
the bullpen and then Friday was, I think Friday was the most disappointing because Friday they were put in situations that they've been excelling at, which is getting late game hits and the hits when they needed it.
I was ready for another jersey to be ripped
Yep,
off. And guess what?
Yep.
Nothing.
Yeah,
I
me
got-
and Ringo were texting during the game like this is it. Like, and then one inning
Yeah.
after the other in extra innings, they just couldn't get the hit. And then the guy they cut, Hechavarria, gets the big hit.
Yep.
Yeah,
Which
he
was an
like a
awful
wolf.
move. Which was an awful move by Brody. Like, I'm not saying Hechavarria is worth keeping around, but the guys they kept instead of him was the reason
Could've
what
used
made
his
it a
glove
terrible
in the
move.
field, maybe like in the bottom of the ninth, you have the lead. You put him in for defensive purposes instead of having.
Yeah.
But how quickly
even
do
know.
we get dropped back to reality here in the sense of, you just said it, you and Ringo were talking about the game as it was happening in the extra innings, that you were ready for the win. After this series, now Mets fans are back to the way they always are, that when we look
Face planted
yep,
into reality.
when we go into later innings, it's close or whatever, we're ready for us to get a loss. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
You're going to be, all right, here we go, Familia about to blow it.
As quickly
bullpen's
as-
gonna
Which
give
is
up runs.
why you don't get too excited,
And that's
especially as a Met fan. Which is why you don't get too excited
Uh-huh.
until you've seen a little more consistency from this team.
You and me, everyone here understands that, but there's Mets fans who felt like we were going to win 3 World Series in a row just based off of a couple weeks.
Yeah, no,
like
there
they
was
know
Met
that
fans
we
ready
just built
to take
a
the
dynasty.
division when they were
Yeah.
6 games out of the division. They were saying without even being in the wild card, they were saying screw the wild card. We're not even in it yet. We're going
Yeah,
for the division.
we're going for the division.
It's obviously it's a little out there, but I just love the attitude, the mind, the charisma. We're going
stupid.
for the division.
We don't even have the wild card, but we're going for the division.
We
We're
can't
still
beat the
6 out
Braves,
of
but
the
we're going for the division.
Yeah.
Our last 6 games against the Braves, we won 1, but we're going for the
We're going for
division.
the division. We're not even
Yeah.
in the playoffs, but we're going for the World Series. We're
Yeah.
not even in football, but we're going for the Super Bowl. It's,
Oh,
God.
the Mets fans, we're going to get everything.
We're
all
gonna
right?
get everything.
The world is
It's
our
amazing.
oyster.
It's amazing what a 16-game span can do in a 162-game season.
Yeah. The Mariners were what, like 15-2 at one point to start the season?
Oh, man.
And now they're like one of the worst teams in the league. Yankees start up a series tonight in Oakland, in Seattle.
God forbid Oakland for you guys.
Yeah,
You would come out there
stay
dead.
away from Oakland. Stay away. At home, yeah, they can probably beat them. In Oakland, they just can't beat them for some reason, the Yankees. But now speaking about the Yankees, like for the first time I think since like 1908, they played a series against the Dodgers. I feel like they never play any regular season games again. I think this was like the 14th series in regular season they played each other, was the Yankees and Dodgers, or the 14th game in general that they play regular season against each other. They really don't play each other much. But they're in Los Angeles. They split. They don't split. The Yankees take 2 out of 3. A very good showing from the Yankees, especially pitching-wise. What we talked about on Friday, which was horrible against Oakland, was great against the Dodgers. Very good pitching performances. Even the game they lost, CeCe pitched very good. The bullpen pitched good. Herman outpitched Kershaw, and Paxton outpitched the potential Cy Young winner on Friday. They smacked the potential Cy Young winner. I tweeted that from our account that it was great to see the offense just destroy the potential NL Cy Young winner, who has a sub-2 ERA, put up 7 earned runs against him. Paxton outdueled him, and Paxton looked like the Paxton that they traded for in the offseason and got them the win. Herman, who is 17-2 on the year, who would have thought?
Let me say, who would have thought? No, it's not who would have. No one would have thought that. But in the
That's
way,
what I meant pretty much.
But yeah, I know what you meant. But the thing is, 17-2. I don't think Kershaw. I don't think DeGrom. I don't think Scherzer. I don't think any of them are going 17-2.
You know,
I wouldn't even think
Herman
that.
is 17-2. I don't know. It's crazy. He
not taking away from him. He's a very good pitcher, but like he's got a lesser sample size than most of the pitchers that stayed healthy because he was hurt for a while.
Really
but it's still very impressive.
He does, and he has his for a pitcher who's 17-2. He has his bad outings. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But last night he outduels Kershaw. The Yankees hit Kershaw. They put up 4 earned against him. I'm pretty sure. Then late in Sunday's game, they get a run in the top of the 9th. It felt A-Rod said it perfectly. That series felt like a playoff series in that every single moment and run mattered. Like the Yankees had a run on Brett Gardner was on first in the 9th, up 4-1. Wild throw to first. Instead of Gardner going to second, he goes to third. That current batter, Gio Urshela, bloops one in between first, second, and right field, base hit, 5-1 instead of 4-1.
Speaking of that, it just reminded me of the Met game yesterday when they were down 2-0 in the bottom of the 9th. They had a guy on first.
2-1? Because then you said they got the run in the 8th.
No, they got the run in the 9th.
No, they got the run. I was wrong. They got the run in the. I didn't know if it was the 8th or 9th. Tom said it was the 9th. They got the run in the 9th. So it was 2-0 in the 9th. Guy on first. I forgot who got the hit. It could have been J.D. Davis. I forgot who it was. But they just singled into like center, shallow center. And they showed the fans, and they were jumping around as if they tied the game. And it was just the hit. And they just had runners at the corners with 1 out or something like that. And the fans were jumping around as if they literally tied the game or won the game. It was a walk-off, but they didn't even score a run.
Those fans are ready for a 3-run Jack walk-off jersey rip moment. And did it happen?
I know,
no.
I know, but it was just you could clap, you can be happy about the hit, but just it was like that next step where it was just like
they were doing it Friday night, and the players were doing it Friday night when they had the chances and extras to win with the runners.
I was at work, so I was only able to look up a little bit,
as if they just won. But they still had to get the hit. The players were all ready to jump the field. They were all ready. Like, it was predetermined. I texted you, I'm like, the players and the fans.
Yeah.
I told my brother, too. He was at the game. I'm like, everyone was ready for the win.
What did he say about the game?
What, Alec?
Yeah.
He said the same thing. He's like, I'm here. It's like, they were ready. They thought they were ready to win.
The atmosphere was popping.
Yeah. And they in the extra innings, when they had those chances to win, they were ready to win. They thought they won the game already.
We're in a playoff atmosphere, but not a playoff spot.
Yeah, that's the Mets for you.
Hey, but that's not a bad thing in the sense of.
I'm teasing. I know, but it's just it's unbelievable.
You want the fans to be like this? All right.
Yeah, no, not like that.
Until we're in a playoff spot.
You cheer when you get the hit. You cheer when you get the hit, but don't jump around.
He tied the game yesterday. Now when
don't jump around and start exiting the stadium. Like, come on.
Yeah. But when you have a guy on third in Friday's game with 1 out, and the fans are like jumping up and down because they won the game. But wait, you didn't win yet, and then you get out, and then you